for the team to actually set up for the next play. So it's really, really interesting adaptations coming in, but it worked in their favor from Team Philippines.
Yeah, but either way, Laos played an amazing game this one because again, I like how they won the EXP lane as well as the gold lane. They have a very, very clear idea of how they want to face against Team Philippines, and I would say it worked. Legitimately, it worked. It's just that they did not have enough damage to actually take down the Karina as well as the Claw. The Claw is very, very difficult just because he's very, very slippery. If you manage to catch the Claw, I'm very, very confident they have enough damage for it. But again, they try. They really, really try. It's just that Philippines, they understand. These are the two targets that you guys want, right? Yeah, yep. we're not going to give it to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Karina was something that they had a really, really good idea of just shutting down, right? We tell time again, Team Laos, they were just cutting them out, picking them off bit by bit. But eventually, the moment Rosario was able to get like a little bit more items to sustain his way through, if you think about it, Team Laos doesn't exactly have a lot of damage to actually chunk through the defense coming in. He arguably does
Nanti cái trâu mạch pí Philippines got snap môi sồn là mình tranh ở bây giờ má pí số là mà tranh Philippines môi sồn đấy.
Didn't exactly help too much. With the radiant armor, absolutely nothing can do. Franco's out is great. You can have the lockdown, but there needs to be some sort of
Chầm mơ mà bệnh đài.
An okay solution, but considering the circumstances they were in, they needed a little bit more. Like, I feel like the Barat's play from Laos was good, but it needs to be for them to snowball out of control to completely deny Team Philippines any sort of comebacks or flanking potential.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, my professional opinion comes in, where Laos, this is something that I talked about before in their previous series, where they do not focus on one target at a time. Where, all right, we can see that they got the Karina, but then certain members of the team, they spread out their damage, hitting this person over here,
B.O.B.
Here. I feel like if everyone just focus everything they have on Karina first, and then it's like, okay, what's next? What's next? Even if you focus on is a tank, not the best idea. But if everyone's on the same page, all right, just focus on one person and then move.
Ơi nè, tại vì mà vay với thua độ trong bên Việt. Tại mình vay với Philippines vay còn ba rồi, ta vay bán này. Hồi là Philippines got snap mà thêm phái snap vô. Mới xem ba sen lên chân son trang gọi đấy. Một ba sáng cọp xí mà đẹp tam meta bỏ ở Philippines.
Making sure that the backlines didn't exactly go too much towards Philippines' favor, because if he did not make the play, things would have went way much more one-sided. So I would say it's a commendable approach, but so far 3 games coming from Laos.
Ôi trong chữ các bạn.
I've seen their improvements. It's good, but is it enough to keep things alive, to actually make it alive? Because right now they're 3 points down.
Yes.
And they have not gotten a single point. If they get a win in this next stage, and they get a 2-0 against their matchup against Malaysia by the end of the day, they have a pretty decent chance to make it into the final stages.
And right now, I would say that they're looking very good against Philippines because in a way they have this warm-up momentum. I'm not saying they were warming up against the previous team. It's just that the more you play, the more
you get better.
The more you get better. The more you get comfortable, right? And
it's all about the momentum, the morale.
Because I feel like this is one of the things that we do talk about behind the scenes every so often. Is like, is it better to just play games where you're just like, okay, I'm ready, you know.
Hôm trong ông Ford bên kia ban tele ọt bông.
Getting a very long break.
Ông Ford toàn đăng đáy. Chăm mơ qualify nơi North America. Tham mà chứ.
Either way, I understand where we're coming from. Right now, Laos is in a very tight spot.
Yeah,
very tight spot.
Yeah, I believe it's all part and process.
Chăm mơ vẽ tiết.
Waiting is part of it as well. Studying your opponent.
Philippines lại tra mấy thế để đông tha tận đây ở trên cái chẳng hạn bao thế cất ta chẳng này. Muốn nâng lên mà lấy cái những thầm đa. Chăm mơ ba khẩu khlang mình đằng. Bông phía xa cái này. Nhưng thế sẽ lãnh đổ ta trong số Philippines bài mà đại miệt thiết khó còn được chăm mơ á. Thế là nơi ta chưa chẹn rồi.
He's telling them what are are they gonna do next? Because part of the play is the mental game, trying to guess what
อันนี้
their
หกเลยกัน
opponent is going to do, what are going to be their picks, what
หักเกอ
are
ร์โย
they,
นี่
what
มา
are
เอา
the
ไว้
rotation that they're gonna do. And right now, same thing from Laos. I
หก
feel
สี่
like
เกม
even the coach understood like the game plan was actually very
ซา
good.
ลา
The
สี่
game
เก
plan
ม
was
บอสเวีย
very
ดนาม
good.
เนี่ย
It's just that
สัตว์นั่งหกดำแหน่ง
of the heroes, and we can
ดำ
see
แหน่ง
the desperation of
สี่เกมนะ
seeing the Karina with
แซ่บ
very
เลย
very low
ด่า
HP,
ประตองเศร้าไป
trying to get her, she
คืออัด
managed
ฟั
to
ก
go
เขา
in, and then you treating your own life, just small mistakes there.
Yeah, this is a moment to be remembered, right?
พอเป็นแค่ในคนละอันใดๆใต้บ่ปะให้จำเมอร์สันสได้น่าเป็นขมายเยอะ
Team Laos, they may have
สได้
lost
แม่น
a
ดา
lot of
ประ
fights.
ดาจันทน
You
ทิน
cannot have your spirits down and morale. You can see the coach just constantly driving them, saying, "Hey, it's not over yet. You have improved. All you gotta do is win this one game and then figure out the rest for the end of the day, because it is gonna be a long day. They are gonna be playing the final batch of today's
ต้องชื่อ
series.
เขาว่า
If they get the 1-1 tie against Philippines, they stand a decent shot at making it towards tomorrow's, the final stages and towards the top four for the SEA Games itself."
I would say if Laos gets 1 point onto Philippines, I would guess that Group A might be the group where there's no definitive #1 spot. You know, like everyone will lose to someone. That's what I've
ที่เต้นไลฟ์โซย
seen in
ได้
my
จับมา
head.
กรบ
But either way,
เอ
right
ที
now
ม
we can see
ครั้งครั้ง
the
ชนะ
players have finished this
กรบ B ครั้งអនដូ
and right now they're
តែ
moving
ឆ្កនដូអត់អត់ចាប់ពូលនៅមួយអូគេចាប់ចឹងហើយល្អបើដូចាប់មកពូលនៅមួយហ្វីលីពីនលេខ1លេខ2បាទ
three times now. Do they have a
ចាប់ពូលវិជ្ជាចឹងល្អតាចាំប៉ះគ្នានៅវគ្គ4ក្រុមចុងក្រោយ
That they are very, very flexible and able to adapt on the fly. It's all about a learning process. Even though they may not have the most competitive experience compared to the other regions, they do take this as a learning process for them to progress further. And I feel like this is part and parcel for you to grow as a player in general to get better. So I'm looking forward to see whether or not can they adapt. They're ready to rumble, and Team Philippines, I don't know, can anyone stop them at this stage?
I feel like at this point, they just have to understand how Philippines play in the mid and late stages of the game. Once they crack that code, then they can win against Philippines. Until then, I feel like Philippines themselves, they will keep adapting. They'll keep adapting what the enemy is trying to do, trying to figure out what they're trying to make sure that the Philippines cannot execute, and then they can just play around it. Because again, this team is very, very experienced. The athletes that we have here is the best of the best coming in from the side of Philippines. But overall, going into game number 2, for anyone that just came in, this is a best of 2 format. And right now, you guys are watching the match between Laos going up against Philippines, where Philippines just won their first game against Laos, and right now we are getting ready for the second game, where Laos, every single game that they played, they keep getting better. And I feel like that's why Philippines, they're on their toes as well.
Yeah. I definitely agree, because it feels like they weren't expecting the game to be rather close, as well as the early phase to be losing out a lot. And it seems like Team Philippines, even though they have been winning all the 3 games so far, it feels like it wasn't exactly cleanly
បើ
executed.
វិធីខលផាន
because
80%
they were
បានតាម
losing
ហ្វ
it
ច្រើន
a
ជាង
lot
បើ
in
នៅ
early
ផ្លេ
stage
ដ
of the
តែ
game,
បានលេងបាត់ហើយ
where
នេះ
they had to find the opportunity of a mistake to
តែលឺមកបាសែនថាហៅមួយធីមទៅតែលេងមើលទៅ
their match against Team Malaysia
ចៃ
was
ថាទៅហ្នឹងក៏មិនមែន
expected.
ប្រកាសថា
The
បាន
win
ប្រ
still
កួតដែរ
win,
តើ
but it wasn't the cleanest, because
គេវាយ
actually
ពី lower division
heading into the final stage and then taking the championship
lại លេខខ្លាំងខុស Mac and Tank
now they
យ៉ា
have
Mac
to
Tank
really
Hyper
prove
គាត់លេង
themselves.
ត្រូវ
They
គ្នា
are learning on the fly. They
តែ
are
វិញណា
getting
គាត់លេង
back to
Rome
a
វិញលេង Tank
competitive
Rome
especially coming
អឺ
from
Hachi គាត់លេង Mac វិញ The Mac
Valentina as well as
តែ
Vi
ពីរនាក់ហ្នឹង switch គ្នាបានរហូត
in that vicinity. So it's
ដូរគ្នា
something
លេង
that
បានរហូត
I think everyone is taking advantage of the current situation to play the game.
Yeah, that is a very interesting point. Even though Philippines have won every single game, it looks like every single game they're being pushed into a corner, and then they have to fight back out. For Team Laos as well
Như
as
trong
Team
sư của
Philippines,
ba mấy
they're
này.
1 minute through the draft. And looking at the draft, in terms of the
ចាញ់
match,
ធ្លាក់មិនបងចាញ់អត់ធ្លាក់ទេចាញ់និយាយទៅលេងគ្រប់ stack តាមបន្ទុកបែកសោះធូ
trying to switch things up by letting a lot
មើល
of
វគ្គហ្នឹងបិទ live សិនចង់ជួយក្បាល
I would argue that's a little bit too risky. You know, that's a little bit like they just let go of Karina, which we have not seen, but has not been first pick, and then given to the side of Philippines. you can see that it's a little bit too much for you to handle.
ខើនេះឲ្យខ្ញុំមែន
I feel like the bans should be kept as standard. It's
អ
just
រគុ
that
ណ
the heroes that they prioritize is going to be a little bit different.
As you can see, the drafts are on its way. The teams are already into it a couple of phases as well. I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down, especially when it comes to Team Philippines. Going to be on the blue side this time, I believe so. I believe so. You know, I believe to be on blue side, but you know, if we were to judge based on the perspective of the phone, we're always going to be on the blue side, regardless whether we're red or blue.
Unfortunately, I am colorblind, so I'm not too sure. No, I am. Anyways,
okay.
Right now, we have gone into the pick and ban, and Laos will be the first pick. Philippines will be the second pick. And in terms of the ban, we're going to say the same thing. So if you guys didn't have missed the previous matches, only E has been the new one on the ban list for Laos.
Well, wow, that's okay. You know, I can respect that. That's something that they've got to go. Philippines is going to be banning off Franco this time. We did see this happen during their matchup against Team Malaysia by the end of the day. You could see how annoying the Franco was and how terrorizing it is. But guess what? One of the OP ones, the most banned hero so far in today's SEA Games stage, it is going to be the 1-1 being first pick from Siren Lao.
Yeah, I was about to say because there was no hesitation at all.
Yeah.
The moment Philippines ban on the Franco, it's like, but they're just like spamming it. They were kind of like hoping it's like they're gonna let go of one, they're gonna let go of one, and then 1-1 has been picked. 1-1 is one of those heroes where it's so annoying for me personally because it's like I want to gank 1-1, but why did I die? He's one of those heroes that can turn things around just because you have that purify, that built-in purify in your second skill, as well as you have a stun. But Philippines right now they're flexing the Grok and they managed to secure the Xavier, which can get the farm very fast. And whether this Grok is going over to the AC lane or the roamer position.
I'm a little bit surprised with the Grok pickup in terms of switch up for Team Philippines, but I guess it makes a lot of sense. I was expecting to see maybe the Esmeralda pickup just because of a potential.
It's made by game in the Philippines.
At the same time, I feel like they want to keep it up when it opens.
Game đi lên thì đặt.
Of course, knowing that both teams do have the tendency to go for Esmeralda, Team Laos they are going to be preemptively pick the zero.
Bạn chơi Force bên nó lên tại đại rồi, tại đại rồi lên là lên làm.
Sorry, a comfortable pick coming from Team Laos, especially from J4D Biz, based on his performance for the passing game.
I feel like that is why Philippines
They not OP
there. Pick up the Esmeralda because I'm pretty sure like the coach was asking like, so how was the fight against Iron? And then it's like
didn't exactly go too well.
It was not good. You know, it's like, so do you want to use Esmeralda again? It's like I'm open to suggestions. You know, so I feel like
cho Esmeralda mau rồi.
Philippines bringing in the signature Estes pick. So
Estes mau ơi. Villa Luna bên đó. Vay tay này mấy game đi. Một skin và Estes lại lấy cho nghe nào nhưng mà đăng thải. Đây là tra đến âm Sri. Giá và hai. Online đừng thấy nhiều sao được cái này mà. Đếp xanh cái này đây. Stevie bro.
I feel like they have no choice with put box on the jungler side. I feel like a lot of people did expect for Laos to put the box into the jungle, but just in case if they're like
Lá mới thấy sao xanh cái này nè. Stevie và Amsterdam.
You need a tanky hero in the jungle because imagine
Nó Krakow lên.
Aggressive jungler going in because
Krakow lên van vay tụ.
He played Barat before. I believe it was doing M3 and it was actually very good as well. So
Krakow lên bên đó.
with an Estes, yeah, your Barat is gonna be
unkillable. You know, at one point it was
either will not be XP.
Bên Bitrick, bên EV, bên Matilda.
I feel like Rafaela is also not too bad as well, just because
Franco.
It does give the Barat a little more
Linh.
mobility. But
Ở player lái sẽ lên Linh này là vật.
he's gonna be able to slow the enemy.
Vật thị trấn hero tên tần bất á blacklist á vice á phạch ní thử có player đài tôi chất lên hero sustain hero jungle vay ban du chứ hero tank jungle nữa phải nó thở bao vay mà vay chứ là hero phải cái lên hai lo jungle lại chẳng
Another thing that you have to put into consideration because in terms of junglers, yeah, sure, Barat, but there's also Karina,
Pison
and then there's also Balman. So there's a lot of tanky
we
heroes
match này
that
là
work
Pison
well with Estes. So this Estes third pick just you know just
ở
help them out.
Philippines
Just
si
help them
la
out
môi thế đấy
on a situation where yeah, it's gonna be different. So just ban on the quad. That's
Okay,
probably the safest one.
here comes the question: is this gonna be an Aegis Estes, or is it gonna be a sprint Estes up on Villaluna?
Villaluna prefers using like a sprint or a flicker. I feel like a situation where he would use the Aegis if he looks at a situation where there's not a situation where he has to there is not a situation where he has to protect himself. You know, because I feel like the Aegis is good to protect his teammates, but yes, the Akai pick, which again, Del Rosario did pretty well on the Akai.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job, but the game with Team Malaysia was so long to a point that it worked, but it was very, very difficult to pull off. And yeah, I like how Team Philippines, they're challenging the boundaries. They're breaking the limit to actually try to, try something new. And I'm all up for it as well, because I've talked about the jungle tank for a very, very long time, and Team Philippines, they're just going all in with it.
I feel like it's good. I legit feel like it's good because I feel like Akai actually does quite a significant amount of damage. And right now, Team Laos bringing in the Kagura. We have not seen Kagura today, and then they're gonna bring in the Barat.
Riêng bị quan tâm của nó.
Tuyệt tên hả?
Miền riêng bị quan tâm trong phương là riêng bị quan tâm của nó.
Jungle Barat from Laos. Team Laos.
Yeah, I did say that they probably have the idea of putting Barat as the roam because of
Barat
current situation. They have to put in jungle, but yeah, Barat is very tanky. You know,
Team Philippines
Kai
has
đấy
got the perfect box right now.
là Kai xin
Carry is like the most amazing hero, just chunking through box as well as the Barat, but at the same time, it's all, if they go for the carry, it's more like, I think Team Laos has a way to deal with it, right? Like, they don't can one-shot carry. 1-1 is a great matchup for carry, but no carry, no problemo. Team Philippines gonna go in for the Paquitos. It's gonna be a jungle Akai?
No, right? Okay.
Paquito,
Look, I don't know, but right now Philippines is saying like we just want to fight. You guys just played 3 games in a row. This 4th game, we will not give you the luxury to actually recover. They're just gonna go in one. They're just gonna put constant pressure because if they wait too long, it's gonna be very difficult because they don't have a long-range physical damage hero to actually push the tower. So they have to end this very, very quickly.
Yep.
They have to end this very quickly.
Yep, they cannot drag this as long as they can, and so far, Team Philippines, they have been able to drag out all the games every single time, and this is just really, really difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is going to be the 2nd game of the 3rd series for today, for the 31st SEA Games of the mobile
sprint
division.
thì trả lời cái lẻ phải hot lứa này cái lẻ sẽ lên flicker
Versus Laos, and as you can see, it is going to be the
nó lấy vào bán bảo học cô coi chưa đâu coi chưa đấy cảm tình đó nhưng mà schedule ấy
I mean, he's using a marksman emblem.
mà đây cho mà
Technically, that's the meta-ish for Grok now, right?
đấy schedule nè
Why, right? It's the marksman emblem, so it makes sense. But other than that, Gonzalez will actually scale very, very well.
đó lên và cốt khỏi bằng bay
Yeah, I think he's dead. Yeah, he's actually. No. Okay. He's scared. All right.
đổ qua Việt Nam hay đổ qua Singapore qua Việt Nam mà lấy Myanmar Philippines qua Myanmar mà lấy Thái Lan
Good respect coming in.
đổ lên cứu khỏi bảy một số bật
Wow, that is huge coming from Iman. This is gonna give him a little more economy.
cái sang gỡ xong
We see in game number 1 against Laos, so it's something that's okay. But however, on the top side, Gonzalez not having an okay game at all, completely bullying.
con sẽ lấy lên goal lên cặp goal mình đã
Twice now, calling in Villaduna with the assist.
Bọc thiềm rồi.
That heals is gonna be a-okay, but the harassment from this box here is just negating so much.
Ôi đi bảo anh văn mết
Very,
mấy game tới
risky
bẻ tên
territory
chởn
for
mà
Team
còn chia
Philippines.
lên người nào bọn cầm chia giống lên MSC à SEA game mà bàn lên không.
If Lowe's had level 4, he might not even hesitate. He's just like, you know what,
for sure.
I'm just gonna go in, I'm just gonna go in, so I'm waiting for that level 4. Right now, looking at the bottom side, Soto is going to get his level 4, but there's two people here, Soso as well as the Dire also going in, and they're taking 2v1, but Soto is actually looking very good. He actually was able to chunk out a little bit from Jizubin, but either ways, Laos just secured their own turtle.
Again, seems to be a repetitive trend coming from Team Philippines as well as Laos, as they completely ignored the early phase of the game. Running Light comes in for Imam. It's not going to do a little bit too much damage, as Nano is going to be forced to reset the away, as he is going to be recalling back into space. Meanwhile, Team Laos, they do have the upper hand in terms of the buff. Are they going to scale? Absolutely not. It seems like Philippines, they're just playing it safe, getting their XP, and then, you know, hope to pick a fight later on.
Yeah, and right now, if we look at the gold, it's heavily favored on the side of Laos, but it's mostly just because Gonzalez has been missing some farm, just because Viston have been just harassing him over and over again. I'm actually surprised he has not died yet, because I feel like he cheated death so many times.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But based on items here, Akai going to be going for a very, very early curse. Oh, sorry, Molten Answers. I think he is going to be going for the Sky Gun later on. But eventually somebody's got to stop Viston. Here, a big Dawning Light is scaring Viston, helping Gonzalez a little bit more in the lane.
Cái kháng lá cốt ở chi gạn lên là gồ lên.
Like corruption side already out means that there is going to be a lot of 1v1 action later on.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Gonzalez to be like, you know, I have enough damage, and he's just gonna flicker and just use his wall charge. But either way, both the teams are playing a little bit slow right now, not looking to get any crazy pickoff, not trying to force any kind of situation. Even though Philippines did get the first blood, but that was minutes ago. Right now, the turtle will spawn very, very soon on the bottom side of the map. We have to see whether the side
Khơi Philippines đối hiện Yên à, lên gỗ với lên experience nữa mày.
They've been on top of the turtle.
Yên.
Philippines have not really
Tới với vay late game, ok vậy.
Target specifically.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay, bay chữ cho em.
Now, as of yet, as you can see, Team Philippines, they are gonna play this a little bit slow, but finally they'll result.
Lần nghe đó, chẳng chữ tia đấy này. Đó sai. Tôn tri rồi. Retreat. Cái vị solo. Bảy một solo thì bảy một đại rọt một thì thì tới năm sẽ lại black lấy thằng style lên và code về đa trong cái này nó quay ra hai mà cái hai UB strategy năng lấy Philippines black lên mà thêm nè.
And then the pause is going to come in. As of right now, for the side of Philippines and for the side of Laos, both of these teams are playing at a slower pace kind of style, where for the side of Philippines, I did expect a little bit more aggression, but I'm guessing just because the Grok is having such a difficult time up at top lane in the gold side, it makes it difficult for them to actually push too hard, because the SS doesn't have that much of a choice, having to actually go and make sure that the Grok survive. So yeah,
I you know, considering the amount of the lanes as well.
Anh đó lên mà màn bảo anh đó lên cứu khỏi một bay nó. Bay cả là.
A little bit more, considering that if this game goes a little bit too long, the 1-1 is just going to go absolutely out of control. Team Laos, they are going to come up on top in every single fight if they do not figure out a way to kill with the 1-1. And I get it. It's very, very difficult to actually deal with the situation, right? If it makes sense, like Grok has the one-shot potential onto one's 1-1, but the problem is that there's an instant free purify on the 1-1. If you do not get the combo in, the 1-1 is just gonna go out, easily proc the crossbow attack, and then just one-shot you, or potentially even just chain CC and run away.
Yeah, even if 1-1 just has 1 HP left, because again, there's only 3 stacks of the weakness stack. So once all weakness stacks is gone, and then she goes up in the air, and then presses the
Black hand win Philippines.
So the
Vay
damage is gonna be
atışına mı
crazy,
tabii.
but the healing is gonna be crazy as well. So
Exactly.
then it becomes into a point where like, guys, legit, I tried, but there's a reason why this hero keeps getting banned.
Yeah, it's not an easy hero to actually counter as
It's
well.
not a fun hero to play against.
ជីឃើញក្មេង
Okay, it's a
គ្រប់អាយុ
fun hero
LMC
to
បាន
play
ដោយ Edward ហើយ Oheb ឡើងចាស់អត់តរអាយុ
but not against. Yeah.
យ៉ាមែនតា Edward Oheb ឃើញចាស់ដែរ
You can see this
អាយុ
hesitation
តិច
as
ដល់
well
ពេល
coming
Hachi
from
ឃើញក្មេងអាយុច្រើន
different marksmen, right? Because logically, there's not a lot of marksmen that could potentially one shot 1-1. They opt to go for Paquito, a safer choice, just because if they sync the combo with the Grok and the Paquito in time, they can technically just one shot this 1-1.
Hachi មក
Yeah,
ក្មេង
I
តែអាយុ
feel
ច្រើន
like traditionally how people used to face
Edward
against
ហើយ
this
Oheb ខ្លោប
very oppressive marksman. Doesn't matter if it's 1-1 or anyone else. It's just to put a burst mage on the gold lane, like before people use a Farsa, so just get the stun and then just deal your damage. Like make sure you just outrage the marksman. That's the whole basis of the idea. Putting Cecile in there, outrange, because going up against a 1-1 where she wants to get weakness tag, and then you using a melee hero, kind of easy for her to actually get all of it. But if you're going up against like a Farsa where the range is further than 1-1,
ខ្ញុំ
but
ឈឺក្បាល
thankfully
យ៉ាងង
you
មែន
will not necessarily win the lane, but you have an easier kill potential going up against 1-1.
Thôi tí nào cô đâu rồi đây
That's the thing, right?
Ủa.
It's so
Cơ
difficult.
mà khơi chơi sao à
Lane matchup.
Hoặc hơi xa ba là họ ngày
Heroes with a lot of iframes is
Yeah.
amazing. Like Lancelot or Luna,
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa,
Oh,
all
yeah,
these
Lunas,
are amazing ways to do the cross tanks. However, if it's a team fight,
មិនដែរមាសក្រុមដូរអីមើលទៅ
your teammate is gonna take a little more
និយាយ
damage.
ទៅជា one in
You
one of the
still
two
gotta share it a little bit, but
បើមិនដូរមិនដែរមាសហ្វីលីពីនដែរមាស
this you can
តែឥឡូវខ្ញុំទីតែមួយមើលទៅខ្ញុំថាដូរមិនដែរមាសហ្វីលីពីនមិនដែរ ប្រាក់
means that the Grok is gonna be a little bit more tankier compared to before.
Yeah, I
មិន
feel
ខ្មែរយកមាន name លេងដែរ brother ខ្មែរយើងមកពីខាង
a choice in that situation is
អ្នករៀបចំការប្រកួត
I'm not gonna get
មិនអ្នករៀបចំការប្រកួតទេថាអ្នករៀបចំក្រុមលេងនៅខ្មែរយើងគាត់អត់បានបញ្ជូនទៅខ្ញុំមិនដឹងនិយាយមែនត្រូវនេះឥឡូវថាខាងក្រសួងអប់រំយុវជននិងកីឡាគាត់គិតថាសមិទ្ធផលនៅឆ្នាំ2019តែកម្ពុជាធ្វើបានល្អទៅលើវិញ្ញាសាហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងគាត់ខ្ជិលឲ្យទៅ
Very, very
អញ្ចឹងត្រូវអត់
situation as they know their online timing is going to mid to late stage
អត់ជួយលេងឲ្យនៅ
eventually Laos
អាហ្នឹងគេវាយ SEA Games brother អញ្ចឹង
even though they've got the
គិតប្រទេសណូហ្វីលីពីនអីចឹង ដូចតតបាល់ដូចបាល់ទះដូចអីចឹង
every single one unless J4 deep in
បើលេងវិញ M4 អូហើយជប់លេងមួយភូមិប្រូបានមើល
the choice was on is going to be on his way
វិញ M3 មែន
Villaduna doesn't really care
ឃើញចាជប់លេងឲ្យលើកតុងលើអា banner ដាក់ black list គេល្បីអាហ្នឹងគេនេះគេ
before that we can see the
បែកមាត់ too easy for Lexi បាទ
is taking a lot of damage.
លែបគេអត់ចូល
Tries to run away, but
ដប់មួយដៃ CP មួយ
the kill. And look at Eva
KS មួយ
getting those stuns, getting those damage out. This is
ដើរទៅជួប
I did not see that coming.
បុកឈាម
Again, Atlas is there.
និយាយទៅចង់ចូល lock វាយ S ទេតែវាយមិនរួចគេដាក់ ulti មួយឈាមពេញនិយាយទៅ black list គាត់វាយជុំគ្នារហូត
Damage and they just recovered.
ហើយតែមាន S ទេហ្នឹងហើយមិនបាច់វាយទេ
goodness Imam just catching people left right front and center
អ៊ីម៉ាំហ្នឹងហាត់ជី
Send and forward is able to spam
ហាត់ជី
consistently
M ស្រែใช่កុនសលេធ្វើ
into the game this
ដាក់ឲ្យទៅ red បាញ់
Saber's got 4 kills and arguably a very, very early Clock of Destiny. On top of it all, you can start to see the damage is already scaling rather early. Unfortunately, this Dawning Light is not going to be able to hit, so we are not going to be able to see the full strength of how it actually does. But you can see Gonzalez is starting to hit a lot already.
I'm so sorry, but I was so surprised. Like, we saw that the Daytona's welcome.
Whoa. Look,
What?
Enchanted Desperate as well as the Clock of Destiny 7 minutes into this game. That's pretty fast on a Xavier.
No, yeah, that's the mid laner, which you don't always associate having the highest gold per minute.
That's scary.
Right now, he has the second highest gold in his team. The highest one is Gonzalez, and he is a gold laner where, you know, the minions give up extra gold. And right now, Danashi was taking a lot of damage. So, for the side of Billy, like, I'm just so surprised. I did not expect
Soto flicker pot
That is going to be Soto baiting as well. However, Soto, if looking for the right opportunity, he can go for the one snipe, but at the same time, the cancel recall. Oh, Soto was just only clearing the minions. Really unfortunate coming in from J4Z.
Bá
His top side, however, is going to be having a little small skirmish. They lose
đã
the
lờ
first one.
map
Immediately, Team Philippines is going to capitalize on this mistake. And
đã
this
lờ map
vision
chắc băng
is
map kìa
going for the pickup. They've got one, but guess what?
băng tổng triệt
Completely took Nano ship
hướng
to
kia
the
tù
moon,
tịch
bro. And that is going to be Viston going to be looking
bên
for
đi
the crossbow that comes in, but the Estes
băng
heal
map
is
này
going to
đã khổ băng
completely
map này
vegetate all the damage done.
That was very, very good team fight coordination where we can see
thế mà mấy
Cloud
cái
actually
screen
creating a wall
sùa
just for that. Del Tornillo has another angle to use his Hurricane Dance to launch
crop
the
song
bomb
khang
out.
mến
Too easy for Lexi because we can see that there was an attempt to use the
nó
Daytona
đại pênh mà
Welcome
map mến
was not being able to execute right now. Philippines, we have talked
chơi giờ
about
lâu
where in the early stages of the game they let the enemy team to do whatever they want, but hey, you know what? Introduce the Estes in the mix. 8-0. 8 for Philippines. Cloud has not secured any kills so far.
Yeah, that is really, really scary. Now,
đã
when
chẳng khinh
Estes
hụt
starts
chương lần
having a brute force breastplate means that it's going to be
vì
a little bit more tankiness coming from our side. However, for how long can they out-sustain? Because eventually they need some sort of damage. And
yeah
I'm
yeah
not
yeah
sure.
yeah cái
Imao
cơ
is doing as much as he can, but
băng map bạch
eventually
bạch
they
map
need some sort of DPS.
tụi anh nhóm mới nhóm phép
I don't exactly know
rồi vậy khi này
how
tới
Team
mình map
Philippines
thế
is going to do, because eventually you can see J4Z is starting to kill. Lord Buster came from Philippines, but the Dawning Light completely pushing Vincent out of the initial fight. So Toys Person coming from Nano is going to be dead, but the wall block is going to keep him trapped.
bởi đã hàng Saddam vinh mấy đã hàng Saddam tao nói chuyện thầy
I think that was a good idea, but wrong execution where Nano
control C
understands that he has to go to the back line and actually do something.
đã
But
hàng
he
Saddam
is a roamer. He's not a damage dealer. Even if he's
tiền
there,
về
there's really not much that he can do.
Oh,
And look
no.
at that
không
damage
lý
going over to Soul, where Iman is really flexing how much damage that he can do, along with the crowd
Chết mày.
control that he provides.
hệ vẫn ít tao nói ạ
Able to finish off his Daytona's welcome, and right now he's being pushed back over to the side of the Philippines. It's going to be 1 versus 5, and there's nothing they can do. Killing
nó
spree
em
for
sẽ đẹp
Philippines, 0 and 3.
nhưng anh khi anh chui prap này ta khởi nhận
Well, the
Hachi mới nè bọn Hachi lên ở sẽ vi à ai mắm à
estimation they can do as they
nó nè tại si nó ông Sri BTK đã nâng tục ta hãy comeback BTK về nhỉ ở cái láng cha ô mày bên đây có tha thêm có top tranh ba nằm ở đó mà pe park niệm ra thế đang tờ revenge man bảy mùi con bạn đó xong cuối là đã hàng Saddam mới mới tờ map có bao nhiêu lịch xua nhưng trong số tham mà nhưng bật ở tại si hai lột cô bật bàn thế bỏ mất chẳng mấy bạn lột cô bật bàn bị lại thêm là mấy giờ tới dân trách vay muốn làm dân trách đào rồi ok bon họ còn trap lại đã xong cuối
Coming in from the side of Laos, Philippines looks like they almost secured their own win condition.
You know, Team Philippines, they tried their best. They understood the need to force the issue. Unfortunately, the minions was cleared. If things
ở tên nó bên à
didn't go exactly according to plan, it's all good. As long as they don't die, they don't get any
cái bên ta game môn
combat mechanic.
tay game môn sẽ làm game môn ăn bé nên ta ăn lên
Team Philippines loses
phải game này cái chơi bé thế
in this next
Yo.
upcoming fight. Team Laos, they are all gonna
như tới pe khác bé nó đó không bé nó trong bé này địch bộ sẽ cái bộ brand esports omega là muốn đấy
love as the game does not
bạn hero bên nó tận thế này từ chạy
up on Iman.
bạn Angela bạn Esther bạn mà thiệt đa bạn chú ý gì tới bạn support make phèm không nơi tại chạy bạn linh nó khang Philippines này bạn linh
Oh no, Vila Luna, 180 will win the knock. Yes!
lại linh vay lươn không chiêm nano ship xong ở đây đinh tam phốt phốt bật tí banh mon bật không hụt một ngày Vice Hyper mày bảo nó ấy Rosario nó ở Vice Scott ở lên ở cây jungle nhưng pre ở hai bàn tay mình bàn tiệt ngọt ắt đắng mà bị ấy đây chẳng với lên bàn à ô cọp em xem mấy LT mà khó đi bay lọt vô pi số nữa kìa.
He loses his life. It's not an end of the world considering it is a roam. So in terms of scaling when it comes to comeback, it's not that too much. So
Bay gì?
all
Pi.
good for now. But this is going to be the second lot coming from Philippines. They need to secure it and they will get it. And it seems like they are going to force the issue as of yet. Lexi getting picked apart bit by bit.
Pi cho em.
For the corner play as well. But the
Viêm đâu?
experience is going to keep them all alive. But the
តែឆ្នាំ2022នេះគឺត្រូវទៅ2021ឯប៉ុន្តែ COVID ចឹងគេលើកមក2022ចឹងឆ្នាំក្រោយយើងម្ចាស់ផ្ទះ2023 មិនមានខ្មែរយើងចឹងបងខ្មែរយើងអត់មានធីមទៅប្រកួតទេនិយាយទៅមានធីមទៅប្រកួតតែគេអត់បញ្ចូលទៅឲ្យទៅប្រកួត
I was so impressed with Del Rosario actually managing to get two people stuck between both of those walls over there. But yeah, like you said, right now Vincent is actually scaling 1-0-0. He has not died yet. The damage that Soso took was a little bit too much. And the damage that Vincent took was a lot. They have to be careful. The damage is there, but it's not going to mean anything if you die right here in your own base. The Lord is marching in. And right now, Team Laos, they're trying their best. But look at that Dawning Light. Legendary for Imam and Team Philippines. They're not stopping here. They want to move.
គាត់បានដាក់ ulti ហើយតំបានដាក់ទៀតងំតែគេ
Secures another kill for himself. And right now, the Dyra made potentially another mistake.
เกมនេះវាយឡើងដេកហ្មងឡាយឡើងខ្ទប់ហ្មង
Only two more members from the side of Laos that is
Lao
able
defend.
to try and end this, to try and protect their own
ឡែប
base.
ចូលហើយណា
But
សាំ
Philippines say no,
Snehe.
this is our time. We're getting a 4-0 on the SEA Games.
នោះ4-0 6បន្ទុកពេញសម្រាប់ Philippines ឈ្នះម៉ាឡេ 2-0 ឈ្នះមីយ៉ាន់ម៉ាច្រឡំឡាវ 2-0 មីយ៉ាន់ម៉ាតែមិនឈ្នះឡាវ 2-0 ដែរ
Team Philippines is back with Vila Luna back in action. It's great to see them back at their peak, my friend.
In case anyone was wondering, I wonder if Philippines can still use Estes. Yes. The answer is yes, yes. The answer is yes. And it's very, very scary when Vila Luna uses the Estes. Because it's like, they went...
គេលេងឲ្យគេសញ្ញា
You know, like, that's...
ហើយសញ្ញាណាសញ្ញាគេ
Right now, Team Philippines, I think...
អូឈឺក្បាល
Perhaps they're doing thinking, oh, maybe this time they won't.
ចាប់ដៃមួយ
Not enough to manage. No, Estes is still fine.
You know, eventually we are
សញ្ញានឹងសញ្ញាថាបានវាយហើយ
we gonna be seeing the blacklist S10 skin, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see if it actually happens.
I'm pretty sure it will happen, yeah.
គូក្រោយឥណ្ឌូ
Villa Luna, like, as a roamer, there was a lot that he did, but we gotta highlight Imam. The damage is so crazy. Like, I can't wait to see the highlights where we can see. I thought that he was going to get into the stomach of Barat first before he can actually dish out the damage, and I feel like even if he did dish out the damage, it's not gonna be enough. But apparently I was wrong. Like Xavier has been big in SEA Games.
Yeah, it's just huge, and you can see like Team Philippines as well. They have a little bit of mini celebratory as well, just because of like mathematically in towards the game so far. Technically, they are pretty much confirmed for the final stage, right? Technically, they won 4-0 so far. Currently in the top leaderboard space on the group number A, they are pretty much guaranteed in towards the final stage. So I guess it's a well-deserved celebratory.
Yeah, right now it's kind of like the best situation possible because you already secured a 4-0 and getting a 6-0 in the first group stage is going to feel
6បន្ទុកពេញ
moving forward to the final stage because again we have to remind everyone that the Philippines before this when Philippines hosted the 30th SEA Games they were the host country and then they managed to get the gold medal for Mobile Legends Bang Bang and I feel like they want to do it again. They want to make it a 2-timer. They want to secure the gold twice.
Wow, that's kind of scary. The 2-time MPL champion back-to-back. They've got M3 on top of it all. Now you want to SEA Games? Sure, why not? Make it happen. But of course, without further ado, let's take a look at the items real quick with all the masters coming in both Laos as well as Philippines is demonstrating that they have been able to bring out a lot of action. But for me, the biggest highlight here is going to be Imam. very
ប្រហែលចាំមកស៊ីម្ដងហាហា
ridiculously early
អូ Mobile Legends ម៉ោង11 brother បានចប់
Enchantress Talisman just for the cooldown and
គេលេង
a
ម៉ោងចន
very
គ្នា
different
តែ
approach
ខ្មែរ
to
ប្រភេទ
fight
ដាល់
like
បាន
this.
ចេញ set
The
ប្រាសភេទ
rotation
រំ
and
ស
the
ង
randomization is only unique to Sleeper itself, considering that any other mages is going to be Talk of Destiny, Lightning Champion. But for him, Talk of Destiny, Enchanted Talisman is going to be the way to go to accelerate the cooldown farming here. But without further ado, the MVP coming from Team Philippines, it is going to be
MVP
Imam.
ទៀតអី Imam
I would be so
Hachi
surprised
11
if he was
0
not the MVP. 100%. 100% kill participation is the first for today. And I won't be surprised if it's the only game where any athlete gets 100% kill participation, where everything that happened on the map is there.
Yeah.
And with Xavier, it's kind of easy even when you're in the base, you can get involved in the team fight.
Exactly, and I never in my mind have I seen stats this high, and Imam just completely blew out of minds. But of course, in case you missed out on how the action happened early on between Philippines as well as Laos, this is going to be the highlight coming in. You can
No
see
Lancelot
very, very convincing kill and pickoffs coming from Imam time and time again with his solo pickup. Alongside with his Archive Forest setup, he was able to buy enough time so that Imam is able to continuously abuse, or I would say benefit from the transcendent form to actually spam more spells.
I almost want to see highlights just
SEA
as
Games នេះ
Philippines.
ទៅហើយបង
I
គេ
just
វាយ
want
ពី
to
គ្រប់
see
មែន
how Gonzalez
គេវាយ
just
ពី
stayed
គ្រប់ហ្មងហ្នឹងហើយវាយពីគ្រប់ហ្មង
alive
ដែរ
for the longest time possible, and then we can see how the Philippines, I think in
ដូចជា
this
វាយតែ 2 ថ្ងៃ
situation
ទៅ 3
where
ថ្ងៃដឹង
we can
លទ្ធ
see
ផលណា
that
គេបាន
Gonzalez created a wall, making it easier for Del Dosario to actually catch the bar. Yeah, look, a wall was there. It's like, yeah, there's two angles. You're gonna be
មកមិន
stuck
10ចុះ
in
បាន
a corner.
បានចប់
There's not much that you can do. And Bison does a lot of damage, but Estes just kills
SEA
the
Games នេះទៅ
HP
ហើយបង
back up,
បាយនៅ
and,
បងញ៉ាំហើយ brother រ៉ៃវណ្ណាណាកូនរកកាសសួរដែរ
this is probably the strongest showing yet in this
គេគ្រាន់តែនិយាយឆ្ងាយបាននិយាយលើកទៀតបានមិនគេនិយាយទៅ
arguably
ខ្លួនតែធ្វើមកខាង SEA Games ខ្ញុំឆ្ងាយអីគេ brother អត់យល់ brother ខេមជា
it's only negatable in the early stage of the game. Down to the mid and the later stage of the game, it doesn't necessarily
reply គេខ្ញុំ
matter
ខ្ញុំ
because
អានអត់យល់
eventually
មើល
Estes
មើល
does scale pretty hard in those
មើល
early
reply អត់
stage. The game, time and time again, we've seen a lot of instances there were a lot of comeback mechanics coming from Team Laos, but they needed a little bit more time. If they dragged out maybe a 3, 4, 5 more minutes, maybe get a little bit more economy, maybe even one more item on a 1-1, things could have been completely different. However, a win is still a win. Objective driven, no pushovers in the SEA Games itself. Team Philippines 4-0 so far.
Yeah, and that is for Group A. After this, we're gonna look at the matches in Group B, where we're gonna look
គេដូរ
at
ទៅលេង Group B
Indonesia
ម្ដង
going up against Vietnam
ដូរវាយ
in
វៀត
the
ណាម
next match, where again
វាយប៉ះចាស់ផ្ទះ
Vietnam is the host country for the SEA Games, and Indonesia, one of the other favorites to actually win the Mobile Legends event.
Yep, I'm looking forward to see how it is going to be performing coming from them as well, because another Titan is going to be finally revealed in the SEA Games. Arguably one of
គេ
the
តែវា
top
ពេលនៅ
favorites
ណាល្អ
is
ឈឺ
going to be
បង
Team Indonesia.
អត់ SEA Games ក៏ល្អដូចនិយាយទៅខ្ញុំអត់ហ៊ានថាដែរតែស្រឡាញ់ដូរឈឺឡាញ់អាប់ តែចាំមើលពេលលេងផ្ទាល់
I'm excited for this match because we have a lot of notes on the Indonesian teams that we would like to
share with you guys.
We'd like to share with you guys a little bit later, but yeah, after this, Indonesia going against Vietnam is going to be very, very intense.
Yep. And as of now, I hope you guys have a break as well. There's going to be more games here in the 31st SEA Games here in Vietnam. We are going to be taking a very, very short break. And right after this break, be sure to come back to witness the next matchup. And that is going to be Team Indonesia going up against Vietnam. See you guys right after this break.
គេ break 30 នាទីទៀតបើសិនណាចឹង short break គេ30នាទី my god ទៅស្អីគេ
ความที่ตื่นเต้นและดีใจหลายของเป็นครั้งแรกของข่อย